Hello everybody. So in this video I'm going to show you how to set up a wireless keyboard. In this case I've had this keyboard forever, and the one on my daily use computer is starting to go out. I could take it apart and clean it. I'll do a video on that at a later date, but this one is a little nicer. Logitech, I love Logitech. So the other one I have is GE. So anyway, first of all, what you want to do, so I'm going to turn it around, and I got this at Target, and yes, they still sell these. So you want to open the box up here. Fingers are too big, so I can't get them in there. Excuse me just one moment. Alright, so what I did is I have an old bike lock key, and I use that to open stuff up. I do it at work, and there we go. So that opened that up. So we're going to do it again. So I know this looks a little funny on video, but alright, so there we go. So we open this up, and here's what comes. It comes with the keyboard, in plastic of course. It comes with the mouse, in plastic of course. And then you have the receiver, which is a very small USB dongle. And it gives you description on how to set it up if you're not a computer person or don't know what stuff is. So now, before you open this up, so I like to disconnect the other keyboard, but in this case, I am going to open the stuff up. There's no wrong way to hook this up. Whatever you feel comfortable with, you do what you feel comfortable with. So I'm going to turn this over. We're going to open it up. Examine the keyboard, make sure there's no blemishes or anything like that. You can clean this. And what's nice is it has a home button, and it has a mail button, and it has a calculator button. Well, guess what I use? I use the calculator button all the time on my other keyboard. That little iHome keyboard. Well, now I don't need it anymore because this has it. So now what you do is there's going to be a tab. You pull the tab, the battery connects, and you're good to go. But for me, these batteries have been in there for a long time, but they seem okay. They run Duracell. So I'm going to leave that off. I'm going to check the mouse out now. That also has a tab in there. As you can see. So I'm going to slide that down. That also has a Duracell battery. So I bought this keyboard back in 2016. So what I am going to do is I'm going to swap the batteries out, because that's 2 years. So I want to make sure it works. So I will get the batteries. Okay, so the batteries that I'm using are the 60 pack of Safeway batteries. Comes in a 60 pack for 15 bucks. Can't beat it. They actually last a decent amount of time. Not as long as maybe say Duracell or anything like that, but they do last. Close that, go over here. So now they're connected, but I'm going to change the batteries out anyway. Here's a trick. If you can't get the battery out, take this, get it in there. You should be able to get it out. Alright, so I got it out both in the mouse and the keyboard, so I'm going to put them into the keyboard just like that. Now put this back on. It has to go this way first. Alright, so now this is ready to go. Flip it upside down. There's also an on-off switch. So now we do the mouse. This end right here always goes to the spring because that's your negative. Take this. That's on. I'm going to turn it off for right now. So, off to the computer area. Alright, so the keyboard is there. Alright, so I am at my desk. So here's what you want to do. Okay, so I'm here at my desk, so here's what you want to do. Now, as you can see, if you can see it on camera here, I have my keyboard receiver in this. You might have it in a single one. It doesn't really matter how you set it up. You might have it on the back. So the first thing you want to do is pull this out. Right? So now this is out. And the thing with these is I can't use this on another keyboard. It is tied to this keyboard right here. I know I just put new batteries in these, but it's all going to go. Okay, time for the new one. I do recommend a mouse pad, so you don't ruin your furniture or anything like that, even though I've used mice on pure tabletops and it's worked just fine. So first, what you do is you take your receiver and you install it. Doesn't matter which USB port. Right, and your computer say setting up a USB device. And it'll tell you USB receiver set up and ready to go. Okay, so start off with your mouse. Sometimes if something doesn't work, you can lick your finger, touch it there, don't touch it two at the same time. Put something there and put something there and you can get stuff to work. Oh, this is a camera mouse. This is known. The other one was laser, which is optical, which has that light. This is a camera. So if I go like this, you can see the cursor moving around. Now this is, I don't come across that very often. There are a lot out there, but so the mouse is good to go. So now what you want to do, what I like to do is I like to keep the plastic on this so it doesn't get damaged. Okay, so now I'm going to turn this on. Now I'm going to push this button right here. Okay, there's an issue. So here's how I solve that issue. Open this up again. So I'm going to take the battery out again. There we go. That took a little bit. Oh, that was the problem. I put the batteries in the wrong way. Which can happen. There we go. So now, okay, so now I'm going to push the Windows key. And if I push it again, there you go. I'm going to push the calculator button. There we go. These are known as easy access buttons. So if I push mail, mail comes up. And if I push home, add an account. So these are just like a laptop. These are for your volume, so as you can see, now to give you a graphical representation of what a better graphical representation. This is audio 100%. So if I push this button right here, it turns the volume down. Now these buttons are good for speakers that don't have volume control. I had a set of HP speakers that didn't have a volume control. This would be good for this. Now if you use this keyboard on a laptop, you can use these instead of being exactly at the laptop. So it all works. So anyway, that is it for this video. Please comment, like, and subscribe.